welcome, welcome. We're dealing with
Really?
minor maintenance.
You can't get at the battlefield etiquettes?
They're grayed out.
Huh. What rank are you? Or how many seals do you have?
I'm currently at 28, 50.
That's probably the problem, is there are 40,000 seals.
Ah, maybe.
There goes most of my seals. Okay, now for the remaining items.
The joys of maintenance.
Inventory Savage. I need someone to sell elegant silver pieces to.
Oh, there's a
Make
fishmonger
deal
nearby.
with actual money. And where are you?
I went into the squadron room.
Which I need to do at some point.
Here, come, follow me to the fishmonger.
No, I know where they are.
I thought you were collecting and saving all your Allegan.
Yes, until I hit a stack of 99 and it spills over.
And it spilled over?
The silver pieces started spilling over a long time ago.
Yeah, maintenance is always questionable.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the rare one is the Allegan 10 pieces. I have 10 of those. But I have a full stack of bronze pieces and silver pieces and 38 of the gold pieces.
Ooh, you're rich.
It's my bottle cap collection. Get that going. And I guess this is as good as my inventory is getting at the moment. Which I suppose is we're celebrating.
Inventory Savage, the true end game.
I give this a 5 out of non-infinite slots.
So...
Okay, what is my current low? Black Mage. Black Mage will do. Oh, no, wait. That's right. White Mage is still at 52. Trying to get that over the line. Okay. So, back to Snowcloak.
Yeah.
And before our questing was rudely interrupted.
So we need to take the... if we're footing it, we take the ferry back to Thanalan, and then
Can't we just take the airship service?
Actually, where we're going, no, we can't.
Surely, a place as important as the headquarters of the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. Surely there's airship service there.
No.
They have to know they'll get lots of business from all these adventurers forced to go back and forth there all the time.
We're lucky there's an aetheryte there.
Leaving money on the floor.
Well, remember, most of the airship service has been cut down because of all the Garlean attacks trying to control the skyways.
Admittedly, there is a Gurlian fort right there.
Yeah. That we have to go through.
Yes.
Yes, leaving bunnies on the floor. Whatever did we do to deserve this? It's called being cheap. There we go. That's the mount I wanted. Kept hitting everything but.
Okay, I will be right back.
Beautiful Thanaland. Is it sunrise or sunset? What's local time say? It's 6 a.m. It is sunrise. Yes, it is a good sunrise. And tonight we're hoping to get back onto main story quests so we can finish tracking down Iceheart.
No, I'm still getting this kind of odd pain in the top of my head whenever someone talks about Iceheart.
Hush you.
I just don't understand it.
And Blue Fog is looking as blue as ever. Actually, it's kind of clear tonight, which is this morning. Yeah, 6 a.m. It's morning. Normally, it's so socked in you can't see from one end of the zone to the other.
Ooh.
Now, this is socked in.
Seen worse.
True. But still socked in. I mean, look at this fog. Not quite pea soup, but it's getting there. Appropriate name, fog fence.
Yeah.
This is also true, Foxfire. And actually, in our neck of the woods, it's not so bad.
No.
It's not like how it used to get where we grew up in, which was Falkland.
Yes!
Oh my god, talk about pea soup land. I remember one time Baron came to visit, I had to have him stick his head out the door to tell me where the line on the road was.
Yeah.
That was fun. He was terrified. Especially since there were cars that were insisting on passing us. Okay, Alpha No, what do you got for us?
Good to see you, Ladonia. Rena, I was starting to wonder if you're having second thoughts. No, we just had to see someone about a dragon.
You should know, you were there.
Yes. Captain Elbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elaine Royale and Nilda even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Scions.
There, it's ready. It worked, I think.
That's encouraging.
Try attuning to the Aetheryte now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon.
We have done all we can. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Icehurt before she summons Shiva. Are we ready?
No, but we're doing this anyway.
Oh. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbreeda's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sarah Merrick.
Checking with Moonbreda. I have a mind to join you, but Urianger made me promise I wouldn't. Apparently, the thought of me becoming Shiva's thrall was too much to bear. Humph! As if I'd give her the chance.
Alphino? Of all the myriad challenges you have faced, I should be amazed if it were a failed teleportation attempt that finally killed you. Pray do not surprise me. We'll do our best. Madam, Sarah Merrick regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read to you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Ladonia and Renafrith, the warriors of light, saviors of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts to selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home.
Okay,
you ready for this?
Are you ready to heal this?
Oh, yeah. Probably not. I don't remember the fight nearly well enough. I'll have my astral fire to keep me warm.
Yeah, let's go find a fire. I am not going to sit out here on an iceberg when there's a fire to be had to warm my buns. Just too cold. Too cold. Says less than 5 minutes. We'll see how that actually works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire. Fire and food. We can do this. I'm gonna warm my buns. This weekend has just been weird. Not bad, just weird. Though Baron did have a great time going down to Ren Fair with Care to Win. He was actually successful in his quest. I requested, just as he was like groggy and getting up for the day, that if he could find me some hairpins, that would be awesome. Because I like putting my hair up into a bun with a hairpin. And hairpin, also known as hair sticks, are actually rather hard to find in my neck of the woods. Because everyone's like, oh, you just want this beret. No, I can't wear braids. They fall out of my hair. But considering that the hair stick / hairpin has been used since prehistoric times as standard hair fair dressing, not being able to find them at Ren Fair would be kind of amazing. And he found 2 that are awesome. One is a metal kind of brassy piece that has a little filigree on it. The other is a beautiful hand-carved wood with a mother of pearl and kind of carved up in the shape of a bird wing. So I'm really happy about those. I'm going to wear those lots, hopefully. Considering that I am down to 1 hair stick at the moment. The pair I've been using for the past few years, I got actually at an anime convention. As basically, here's some nice accessories you can have when heading out to one of the local temple fairs. And they were plastic and had nice jewels and stuff attached to them. Mostly cheap affairs, but I didn't mind. Unfortunately, my favorite one broke in half.
Yeah.
That made me sad. And the one previous I had, the dangly bit on it, disappeared one night.
Oh.
Never to be seen again.
It's having a vacation on the planet of lost ballpoint pens.
And no, while I do have a couple of chopsticks I occasionally use, I try not to use them because that's kind of rude. I have occasionally used crochet hooks.
There you go.
But not many people use hair sticks anymore. It's kind of an older fashioned thing. I'm just practical and lazy, so quick messy bun, hair stick. Yeah, done for the day. Hair contained. He definitely had fun. He had to text me just as he was coming home going, I've had a burrito bigger than my head, and it looks damn good. So we had chicken instead.
Something like that.
And apparently Dusty was very bummed because it was the last day of fair and the axe throwing booth, their wooden targets weren't quite up to snuff.
Not after use over the weekends. Yeah,
Considering that the fair in our neck of the woods happens pretty much every weekend for an entire month. So that's 4 weeks back to back to back to back. And that equipment gets pretty used up. But he likes his axe throwing, and he described it as trying to throw into concrete.
Well, at least that was Baron's description.
Well, we're past the average wait time. This does not bode well.
Yeah.
What are we to do in the meantime?
Why are you asking me difficult questions?
I don't know. Am I being difficult?
You're asking difficult questions. I guess that counts.
I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Woohoo!
You realized it was over the average wait time and decided it needed to hurry up and do something.
Zoinks and away!
Well, I guess we made it out the other side.
You should never have come here, warrior of light.
Ether fever dream.
I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods
if you start by talking
shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of
and describing what your problem is.
this vessel with your light. Walk amongst our brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Another primal fight.
She says she wants peace, but here she is immediately attacking us out of the blue.
Peace with the grave. Oh, this thing. Ow.
Yeah, I know this fight's a little bit of a mess. Especially for Monk. I can't pick out my rotation anymore.
Oh, okay, that didn't work.
Totally remembering how to play Monk. Why does this character want to miss things so hard? I just don't understand her. Ow! You were saying about it.
No! Where did that come from?
Okay, that was hilarious.
Ow!
Yeah, you don't stand behind the tank.
There was a tank there.
Yeah. The tank has her very oddly positioned. You got cleaved good. Well, that was exciting.
Pain on the top of my head. I got a commendation. Oh, don't look so disappointed.
Well, we just beat the
Fool.
crap out of her.
Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift. Hear, feel, think.
You know, if you started with some of this instead of the fighting, and you're still kind of short on explanations.
Mm-hmm.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome.
He's new, isn't he?
Yep.
Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Is that Arch staying up?
Hello, Octi. Welcome.
Just in time to miss the excitement again.
Umbrita? By the 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Yeah, we had a fisticuffs
You're
with...
not filling me with confidence here.
Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that you are? Travanians are skilled with glamours, after all.
No.
Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No?
Well, she did kind of... Yeah. Did you see it too? You don't have the head trauma I do.
I did see it. She traumatized you good. No? Fair enough. I was only asking.
You know, you're going to have to, like, highlight that and me talking about it, like, 2 weeks ago.
Unfortunately, you can't highlight across videos.
Well, you can on YouTube, at least.
The road less traveled.
Brita remains unconvinced that you have not sustained a head injury. No, I have sustained a head injury. One heck of a brain freezy, too.
If you ask me, there's not to be gained from mulling over implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it
This
for the
is true.
rising stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. Before that, you would best pay a visit to Whiteburn Font and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing at politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'd be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, why you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No?
Yes, I do!
Blurred vision? Oh,
No.
no reason. See you again soon.
Vision's fine. I've had this snake on the top of my head for the last 2 weeks.
And whose fault was that?
Ice hurts.
The fact that she did pick you was hilarious.
Oh, yes! Like I said, you're gonna have to highlight that somehow.
And back to Whiteburn Front. Fortunately, it's not very far away.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting dizzy. Emeric? you stand here now is proof of your mission's success. Praise be to Helone.
Taciturn Temple Knight. It is customary to report to one's commanding officer after completing a mission. In other words, don't talk to me, talk to the short one. Checking with Drollamon.
I think he's been saying that for a little bit.
Okay, Alphado. Reporting in.
There they are, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warriors of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. And we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration. And one for which we have Ladonia and Rena to thank. Yes, you're right, of course. Sarah Merrick, we should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, would not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. There is a matter of Iceheart's escape, and she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillamaw, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport, in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it that these are the self-same supplies that the heretics stole from the House Fortom's caravan. Less the crystals which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. And on an unrelated note, Ladonia, Rena, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Yeah, we'll stop in with Herjavon. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him.
So I take it, Pachafon Tom is having issues and fretting over us? I mean,
that would be my guess.
Who wouldn't
Somebody
fret
is.
over a pair of beautiful buns, after all?
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not vain. Not in the slightest.
Not vain if it's true.
You said it, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, Alphado, you're still here.
If our business here is concluded, we should attend to Sarah Merrick in the intercessory. No, it's not concluded. We just got here. What were you thinking? Wagering your very beings on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair? knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway. And then, engaging the abomination in mortal combat. By the Fury, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I have been there to fight by your side.
No, we couldn't risk it.
Yet here I was, forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of dear friends for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emeric wished to have words with you and Master Alphino in private. He awaits us in the intercessory.
Okie dokie. We can do this thing.
Mm-hmm. I shall show you in at once. Yes, please, before we freeze.
Yes, warm hearth. Maybe some mulled ale?
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emeric, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
You did.
Ooh, she has a name now.
Yes.
There you are.
Can we get out the cold, Alphino? My buns are bunned.
Eyes unclouded. For one with reason to celebrate, Alphino looks rather grim. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine, then, if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald.
Yeah, that would be bad.
But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Ladunia, Rena, it is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona.
Yes, Mordona. I like that idea. It's less cold.
Yeah, it's not warm, but it is less cold.
We are off to less cold places. Alpha knows not so much of a wet blanket as... Americ was right. He spoke from the heart, but did not consider his words well. Or well enough. Which is very difficult to do. Look at any forum and you'll have your answer.
Ooh.
Yes, much warmer in here. A little muggy, but warmer. So, have people moved around? I think they have.
Yeah, the group in the back has. Papalimo?
Mm-hmm.
I do not fault Sir Emeric for being less than forthcoming with his beliefs. Not even the highborn are beyond the reach of the Inquisition.
Yeah. Stola? True, young leaders can be more amenable to new ideas. Then again, their lack of experience and influence can hinder their ability to enact reforms. Tataru, what are you thinking? There's a little fortune and a far less fame in being a receptionist, but one must be realistic. Yes. Thank you for stop juggling, and I would appreciate you not juggling again. Also, it would seem that I was grossly misinformed regarding the average earnings of a street performer.
You think?
Plum? Forgive me, Rena, Ladonia. I thought I had prepared enough meals for everyone, but the others were most hungry. In other words, we're on our own for dinner. Gary, you got anything? Our stocks of wine have been nearly run dry. That Charlene scholar is drinking us out of house and home.
Oh, okay. It's her fault.
Oh!
Oh, wow. I'd forgotten that.
Sigrid is being drunk under the table.
I just gotta say, you're a hit. Pretty. You're alright. And that's all we're getting out of Thancred for the moment.
Trying to tumble the table now, are we? Don't give up yet, boy. Ida, line 'em up.
Oh no.
Ida? What you two do is your own business. Don't say I didn't warn you. God.
When Ida is being the voice of reason, you've got a problem.
Yes. Ori?
Calm yourself, Goldenay. It's just a little ship after practice. Clears out the cobwebs with no end. That's more than a sip.
A sip before practice.
You realize that would be me.
Sorry.
A sip before practice, a sip after practice, and all too often a sip during practice. I do believe Moonbrita is having quite the bad influence on you.
That would be a yes.
Yes. Yes, it would. Come on, let's go talk to Minfilia.
Sacred, you did it to yourself!
Yep. Always does.
Minfilia.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglmog XII was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
Boy, you sir sobered up fast.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir. About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
The reason royale. Minfilia would discuss how best to proceed in light of recent developments.
I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard-Thumner. Given his great age, I dare say appears more than a few... Did you hear that? Motion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss?
Thinkard, are you in your cups again?
She pretty much says the same thing, so.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the trouble? Yeah, Thinkard's still in his cups.
Yeah, everyone's back to where they were, except, of course, 2 new people.
Yep.
One of which is not talkable. Latonia, Rena, 'tis well that you're on hand. We have a problem. Rael has escaped.
Oh dear.
It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. It is plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Rael quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridianum, I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilberd and the First are hot upon Rael's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt.
Right, Camp Bluefog it is. Lavoy? Reporting as ordered, Captain Ilberd.
My thanks for coming, Scions. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Rael walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Rabon's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her. And so here we are. Rael must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum.
Go here, go there.
Yep.
But we need to track this lady down. She has state secrets.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like she got another man.
Yeah. Was that really necessary? I'd better be compensated for the additional exertion you caused me. Really? And oh. Yeah.
Good luck. Away we go. Time to confront Ral.
This wretch was with Royale. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own, the goddamned harpy. With me, Scion, we almost have her. You know, normally it's a nice looking uniform, but in this lighting it does not show up so well. Well, aren't you looking lancery? Want Royale alive. Kill the rest. For Eorzea.
Probably shouldn't be taking this, should I?
I wish I wasn't. Hilbert of the Dull Blade. Really?
The gloves! These guys a new one. I didn't think I was over here, but I might have to reassess that.
Yeah. Hey, you, Gary.
Ah, she did come in. I didn't even notice. Tell me when you're ready, since I can't see you, because we have no body cam.
I've got a ways to go.
Okay. I shall wait for you. Again, you went as this white mage, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, that would explain
yes.
why. But yeah, I was not expecting them to basically go down in just a couple of punches.
Nice.
I think I'm a little overgeared.
Okay, starting to clean this up. Duty complete. Okay. Bind her, and do it tight. Yes, sir. Good work, men. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low.
What would you know of Lo? You, a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice we low-bornish guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to do to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames.
To hear you tell it, one would think you the only person to have ever suffered. In case you've forgotten, Roban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for.
How are we any different then?
'Tis true we were both mercenaries of lowly birth. And 'tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah and face justice, and the people whose trust you've dragged through the gutter. Hiya.
Alfie,
Ilbert?
too late.
I joined the Crystal Graves that I might strike a blow against the Empire. Those who cast their lot with Garlemald should expect no better treatment. Not so much as a hint of remorse. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Roban chose his.
And a weapon coffer. Ooh.
I've heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Roban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little sultana to the last.
Gem and Flame.
Okay, now we can talk to Elbert.
Like Royale, I once made my way as a mercenary, and like her, I did more than a few things I am not proud of. But never once did I betray my own. There are depths to which a man should not sink. Let us cling together. Alphino would ask another favor of you. Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Roban, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friends. My thanks. But I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones, and apprise Menphilia of all that has happened. I am aware that the antecedent held Royale in high regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends.
Yeah, unfortunately it did not end happily, but there was no way it would end happily.
Thank you.
Yes, pray return to the Rising Stones. Again. And again.
Yeah.
And again. Ooh, clear day out in blue fog. What happened?
Where are we going?
The Waking Sands?
Dead.
I know I am, but what are you? Wait.
You're dead.
That didn't come out right.
Yes, it did. Came out perfect.
Sorry. Sorry. You didn't correct me until after we passed the barrier.
That's when I realized, something's not right with this picture.
Sorry. But not a lot.
Silly bun.
we're here now. Does that count?
Only because of me.
And Thancred is still plastered.
Yeah, things are looking the same.
So I'm going straight to the Solar.
You do this.
Okay, Minfilia, got some bad news for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alphino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent, I know not what to say. Together with Robon, Eline lent us much-needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled.
Group meeting.
My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Hareband.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Hareband was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auracite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
It would seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auracite. And I could do with some help. Eorzea, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be
Oh, surely you could
unseemly
take a day
to leave
off.
them unattended.
This is Orianjay. Take a day off? Yeah, not gonna happen.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
He's not getting out of this one.
Nope.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Unfortunately, while the mystery of the Isle of Val continues, the Buns will never see it.
No.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerged to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, It opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
7 hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! Daeum, purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
Someone's grumpy.
Just a bit.
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace. I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, My moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Rauban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
To answer your question, Foxfire, while libertarian could definitely be applied to the monarchists, I always envision them more as a large gang of mob bosses, effectively.
Something like that. Or really, more classically, they're capitalists. Straight up.
And Nanamu's comment about merchant princes would be very on point.
Well, end of 2.4.
Yeah, and I think it's time to call it a night.
It is very much so. Thank you for the inevitable cutscenes at the end of every patch.
They're close to Robber Barons, but they're a little more above the board. Oh, hello, Riol. What are you doing here?
Can we find out next week?
Yeah, we're gonna have
He
to
is
find
the
out
only
next
one who's really moved.
But yeah, the prince, I think, applies. If you know that book reference. At one point, I should probably sit down and read The Prince, but it kind of scares me.
With good reason, though. It's not nearly as bad as its rep.
And to understand a previous question from Doodles, no, they will not be following the chain for finding out what happened to the Isle of Val, because that is wrapped up in a special zone. And we have tried 2 of their special zones and do not wish to do them again or any future ones.
Well, not only that, but it would be a lot of time for the buns.
Yeah, and the entire point of the
They
special
have better
zones
things to be doing.
is grind.
Yeah.
And
It is one of the grinds for people who are at end of story and don't have much else to be doing.
And unfortunately, the type of grind that they have set up for it, particularly at the end of the zone and climax of the zone, every time I've tried to do one of those, I have been griefed hard. And I do not wish to experience that again. So that is content we will not be partaking in, especially on the buns.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Prince was very much meant as a warning. And unfortunately, it has been pointed out in this game and in just literature reading and everything. People don't necessarily take warnings like that. In fact, they will look at the warning and think it is meant to be embraced. It is the fallacy of individualism. One of the cantankerous things right now with the FF community is over the ending of Endwalker. And I'm just looking at people going, did you play a completely different game than I did? Because you're making claims that I did not see. And they're making them strong enough that they're leaving the game over it. So it's like, another perfect example is right now Netflix is airing a series about Dahmer. And people are flocking to it and the main character as if he's some Korean pop idol. And it's like, you do realize what this series is about. This is a mass murderer. Why are you idolizing him? Yes, I agree with that statement, Foxfire. Yeah, and there's been several things in Star Trek. It's like Star Trek was meant to, excuse me, give a message, especially original Star Trek, and talked about a lot of social issues. And there are people who are claiming the exact opposite of what the series was trying to say, even down to the episodes and dialogue. It's like, what color is the sky in your world? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. Anyway, sorry to get off on such a sad and grim topic, but it is something that artists and writers do need to keep in mind, and something that has actually happened in my work, which has kind of surprised me. So it is what it is. People will be people. They will bring their own thoughts, and sometimes things that they don't realize is affecting them, to literature and drama and media in general, and then project into that media issues they have elsewhere. It happens. In any case, you'll all have a great evening. We will be back tomorrow, starting at 9:30, so we can run some more variant dungeons and go exploring. Because I'm having fun with that, and I want to do more.
Lord, yes.
But we have to keep to a schedule, and trying to keep to a schedule is like driving me nuts because I want to go do more.
Sorry.
This is me climbing the walls. You all have a great evening. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep. Hope to see you then.
Yes, everyone have a good night and as good of a Monday as is possible for a Monday.